All right, everybody, or anybody, I guess. This is a quick preview of my next add-on that I'm doing. It's called Map Maker Tools. It's kind of like my Better Build Tools, one of my first add-on that I published, but it's a little bit more user-friendly, I think. So you start with just using this menu right here on my screen, and I'm going to start with a brush. I'm going to use a stone brush, and this brings up this menu. So I'm going to do stone mix. I can do dark stone mix, desert stone, icy stone. We're just going to do a regular stone mix. I'm going to do a large brush. I'm going to do the rate as fast. And my distance is going to be 40 blocks. And I'm going to submit. I forgot to do one thing. Let me see. Summon MCD target. All right. So that gives me an active brush. And then you just move this around, and I'm going to show you there's some quick controls that you have right there in the toolbar or the hotbar. So you don't have to open up the big menu by all the time if you want to make just a small adjustment. Say I just want to slow this down my rate that the blocks are coming out. I can just go over here. That's my distance, and you see my flow rate right now. It's set to fast. I can just click that, and now it's slow. So as you can see, it comes out much slower now. And that block is rotated randomly when it comes down, or that chunk of blocks. So it's never quite the same. It gives you some variation. Now if I want to go a little bit faster again, I can go to average speed. I can do the same thing with size. I can do the same thing with distance. So we'll go back up to fast. And let's go to a medium size, I guess. It's going to go to small, I believe, next. So yeah, here's small, which is just a little square, a little cube. But we can do, click it again, we'll get a medium one. Okay, so this is that's one brush. That's our stone brush, our stone mix brush. All right, so once I have that little mountain area carved out that I want here, I can then go back to my menu. Oh, and I can also turn this off, while I'm using it by going back over here to this. And now it's off, so it stops any blocks from coming out. We go back to our menu, and we can go to stamps. Stamps are a little bit different than brushes. Stamps are supposed to lay out the world like pre-made pieces of land. So I'm going to do flat land. I'm going to go with rolling grass. I'm going to do medium or average speed, 40 blocks out, submit, and then you're going to see that we have some trees, some grassland, some trees coming in. Let me get lower, get a better angle at it here. So you can create a forest just like that with some, some natural land variation. And again, the whole point of this add-on is to try to make it where somebody who's not a builder or not a developer, someone who just might have a very basic understanding of the game, can go in and if they want to make like a custom map or something like something for a server or whatever they want to do just for their friends to play, this is designed to help them like get a baseline map that they're looking to create. So I'm going to turn this off, and then I'm going to go back into my menu here, and let's say we want to do like a rougher cliff. We can go to hills and mountains. I'll do it's rocky. No, we'll do extreme cliffs. Average 40, submit, and so you see this has more of a straight edge to it, creating kind of like a cliff. And there's also erasers you can use to carve the land out better if it's not how you want it. One of the things that I like the most about this, I'm going to show you here in a second. So we got this going there. All right. Well, let's say we want some water, right? You want some rivers or water or something in your world. We're going to turn this off. I'm going to come up here or wherever you want to go. All right. And I'm going to go back into my menu. I'm going to hit extras, caves and rivers, and then I'm going to I want this to be 5 branches. We'll go for 200 or 300 300 block radius, and we want it wet. And I'm going to hit submit. So there you see that's starting to do some rivers out here that are going to work their way up to wherever you started. This is going to be the center that everything's going to be working its way to. That's kind of how that works. And it's going to miss some spots. It's not going to be a continuous river in most cases. It's because there's some staggering and some variation that I've tried to build in. Let's see here. The other ones could be far out because I did a 300 block radius. So let's see if we can see wherever they're starting at. I also have some buildings that I'm going to be adding, so you can add structures to your map, and a few other things. So when it's all said and done, it should be a pretty cool tool. It's getting pretty close. I just wanted to do a quick preview, and if anybody happens to watch it and has any feedback, I'd love to hear it. So that's also going to make a cave, and then we'll want to come back and clean up the edge there where it goes underwater or under the mountain where we've done this damage. But that's not a problem at all. That'll be easy, and that'll look like it'll be a real cool area underneath here when it's all said and done. And all these converge. Let's see here. And the things it gets killed automatically when it gets close to the middle there. When it gets close enough to your anchor is what it's called. So the main thing is I just want to see where these all converge, and then again we'll go in and clean up that mountain after the fact. And this part was this is a pretty difficult part to make it work. So I'm pretty happy with how it's turned out, with as far as the water feature is concerned. This will also work. You can do it as a dry, and you can do it where this will go up into caves, and it climbs up then, and will like make a winding cave system. So that's kind of cool. And as far as I know, there's not many tools like this where there's just natural or attempt at natural generation options. So that you kind of have control over and can manipulate. So anyways, that's something that I've kind of focused on since I really started making add-ons. It's kind of where I can make add-ons with new mobs and dragons and shit like that people like, but to be honest with you, that's just not what interests me. This is kind of what I'm interested in, is trying to manipulate the world, manipulate features, add things, like buildings that auto build and stuff like that. So this is kind of when this is all said and done, this add-on should be a pretty good combination of those type of features that should give you some really control over your world generation and making some cool custom maps. So that's the goal, at least. Let's see. I think we got them all in here now. They should be all about close to dying. They got to take the big hop upwards. There's a 23 block jump that can randomly happen, and when that happens, they should get killed off once they get closer to the anchor. But I'll go ahead and kill them off anyways. Let's just do it. And then I'll also show you real quick. I do have the tree part. Not these trees. These trees are just forming from natural generation. But say you wanted to scatter some trees out around here. Just go to your menu, extras, trees, scattered trees. And there you go. Do that again if we want. Oops, I'll show you the racers in a minute too before I get off of here. This is just a quick preview though, so this won't be a long video. Trees, scattered trees, and just wait a few seconds and then they pop up. Alright, now let me show you a racer real quick. I need to put back out my target. Alright, so come over here, do our brush, or do our racers. I'm going to do a round eraser, fast, 40 out, submit. So say you wanted to like carve this river a little bit more, a little more control over what it's doing. You want to connect these rivers, or whatever you want to do. That's how you can do that. All right, and then we'll end it there. So yeah, that's a little preview of it. There's going to be more to it, but it should be pretty cool add-on, I think, especially if you're into kind of world manipulation. And I mean, you see this stream's been going for what, 10 minutes now, and I've been able to throw up a pretty good, decent amount of terrain. So that's the whole goal, is to do quick world generation for people who aren't expert builders or developers. So hopefully it works out. Hopefully you enjoyed the video, and leave any comments or questions you have in the comments, and I'll try my best to answer them. Thanks, guys. Talk to you soon.